An American Story by Kwame Alexander, with art by Dare Coulter. How do you tell a story that starts in Africa and ends in horror? An unbelievable story about evil plans and big guns hiding in the night, waiting. While the girls and the boys finish chores, play games, listen to old tales of trickster spiders and talking drums. Waiting. For the women to sing everyone to sleep, for the men to dream of tomorrow. Waiting. To steal them away from their lives and sell them in America. But you can't sell people. How do you tell a story about slavery? About sly men from cold places scheming and laughing on tall ships, while people shackled below, crammed in small, hot spaces, cry and sometimes die. Story of struggle and sacrifice, about bold men and women jumping into the sea, into the jaws of sharks, because. They were scared and didn't know where they'd been taken or what they'd find when they got there. Maybe they just wanted to escape. How do you tell that story about copper dreams wrapped in iron chains, about working hard for long hours from can see to can't for free? About picking cotton and growing sugar under the burning sun, while blonde-haired boys and girls ate their candy and played tag before school in their woolen breeches and cotton gowns, and no reading allowed, and no reading allowed. About planting corn and threshing rice and curing tobacco and harvesting coffee and cooking and cleaning and building for free. Why weren't they paid? That's not fair. How do you tell a story about strength and pride and refusing to be broken? And refusing to stop smiling and loving. And each night, gathering the children by the fire to hear tales of Moses and trickster rabbits and missing home, and missing home. That's sad, really, really sad, Ms. Simmons. How do you tell that story and not want to weep for the world? A story about mothers fleeing in the wind, wading in the water, conducting freedom. About fathers fighting back, stealing away, chasing liberty. About some being caught by the searing lash of night riders, and others riding the night by the light of the North Star. About little girls waking up in the middle of the night to their tormented mothers, pleading, "Please don't take my boy from me." About families torn apart, sold like cattle. I don't think I can continue. It's just too painful. I shouldn't have to read this to you. I'm so sorry, children. But don't you tell us to always speak the truth, Miss Simmons, even when it's hard? When I've done something bad, my dad always says, you can't change the past, but you can do better in the future. Whenever I'm sad, my grandma sings to me her favorite poem. We've suffered, been battered, our lives have been scattered, but we're still here. And that's all that matters. We're still here. How do you tell an American story about standing up and speaking out? About Sojourner Truth and Robert Smalls, about the Civil War and emancipation, about yesterday's nightmare and the courage to dream a new tomorrow. How do you tell a story that's this hard to hear, one that hurts and still loves? You do it by being brave enough to lift your voice, by holding history in one hand and clenching hope in the other.